Esselstyn.
I'm Ann Esselstyn.
And I'm Wade Clark.
Yay!
He's the Wizard of Oz behind the drapes.
He's our videographer behind the camera. It's who he is. You've all known Wade. You've seen the turn around. They know this perspective.
My hands.
Yeah. You know his hands, his rings. Anyway, Wade has been in our lives since he was 12. No, just kidding. Wade's been in our lives since 2016.
Yeah, but we started shooting YouTube videos at the end of 2017.
Because he randomly gave me his card, or maybe I asked for it. Whatever. I had his card after he did something with us with Engine 2, our Plant Strong event, and we finally got our act together. Like, we should do some videos, and Wade was like, "You were like 22." Or
I think I was 24. I met you when I was 23, and then I think I was like 24 when we started filming YouTube videos. And now I'm 31. So.
Okay, so it's been a long time, but Wade has his own amazing story that we are kind of bullying, not bullying, but like wanting to share because it's so awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, first off, I have to thank you guys because, like, it wouldn't have been possible without you of, like, what I've, gone and learned and stuff like that.
Be possible without you.
I have to thank you guys because you taught me so much over the years. But yeah, just to give the audience kind of like a quick history of, like, how I got here.
And may I just say one thing about you? From the very beginning, whatever we offered you to taste, you said you loved. So we love that positive optimism in you.
He would say like sometimes, and it's good. He's pretty clear.
I generally like pretty much everything. I would say like 97 out of 100 times, I'm going to like it. Okay. There might be a couple things, that I just don't like in general. But we'll go. But just to give everyone kind of like the quick history. So yeah, we met in Sedona in 2016. Mm-hmm. And then I actually went to a plant stock I guess we met again in 2016. In August of 2016, went to a plant stock and I actually became vegetarian after that plant stock. So I was just, this was all so new to me. I was like, I had just really learned what being plant-based was like earlier that year. So I became vegetarian just to try it out. And I did that for about 2 years. And then in plant stock of 2018, I jumped over into being plant-based. And I would say for the next 4 years, if I'm being honest, I was really more just like a junk food vegan. Just to be completely honest.
That's the scary.
And I feel like that's what a lot of people do.
That is the scary place.
Yes.
You were.
Yes.
And you're going to show us now.
Can you just tell
the
a
results.
couple things that you consider your junk food vegan?
Yeah. Oh, so like, a lot of chips, a lot of eating out, a lot of, as long as it doesn't have like cheese or meat on it, like it's good, but it's clearly there's a ton of oil in it. Yeah. I would just say like not cooking your own meals and eating a lot of processed food. That's like, a lot of the fake meats and stuff like that and all that stuff. So, and I think, that's just how I ate. And people, I think this is how I summed it up when I was thinking about this. People would ask me, so do you feel better being plant-based? And I'd be like, not really. Like, because I was just eating like not anything, but I was just kind of eating it all and I was still gaining weight and I wasn't working out. And anyway, so beside the point, from like 2018 to in September of 2022, that's how I was kind of eating. And then me and my wife had our son, and it was amazing and great. But for people watching, when you have kids, your life just completely changes. And it just gets all flipped upside down, and you don't even know, like, you're not sleeping, you're not doing all this. So I went back to being vegetarian. And really, when I say that, I went back to eating cheese.
Oh,
and I went, yeah, and I was just consuming cheese, drinking a lot of pop.
You didn't tell us that back then.
No, I didn't, and because
you didn't have to tell us at all.
No, you didn't. But
I know, and because I was like a little, you come around here, you don't want to maybe say some of those things, but I'm just being honest. So,
I get it.
But then here's where nothing ever got too out of control, but where things kind of flipped back around for me was September of 2022. In early 2024, so January of this past year,
This year,
yeah. This year. So January of 2024, this past year, my wife, who's a nurse, and she actually works at a cardiology office at the Cleveland Clinic, she's like, hey, let's get some labs done. Let's make sure you're good. Because I don't think I've told you guys this yet, but my family has a pretty long history of heart disease. So like
we didn't know that.
I know. I don't know if I've told you this. So like my dad has, like a pacemaker, and my grandpa had some kind of bypass, either like, triple bypass or something like that. And then I think his dad, I know he died when he was 50, and it was something heart related.
So she was validly concerned.
She was validly concerned, like, hey, you've had all these problems, you kind of gained some weight, you are kind of slowing down, you're not doing so much. So anyway.
And you're 13
let me
years
say
old.
something. We
30
saw
years
you
old.
every week or every month.
Yeah, every couple
and you
months.
always look good. I mean, you never look good until we
Well, he's about to
Yeah. So basically, again, I get my lab works done, and I know that I haven't been treating my body well. And I know that, because I've seen what I need to do, but I know I'm not doing that. So I get all my labs and stuff like that, and my cholesterol's high, and I'll actually put some numbers on the screen and stuff like that. But all my labs come back high, and especially the one thing is my triglycerides were like 500, and they're supposed to be under like 150, I think. So it was just 100, yeah. And you'll see again with the thing on the screen, they were over like 300 the last 2 times, and no one really said anything.
Flagged?
It was probably flagged, but I didn't really know what I was looking at. I wasn't paying attention because I was like,
when you're that age, you are going to live forever.
Exactly.
So your triglycerides were high, your
cholesterol's high. A lot of things were high.
How high was your cholesterol?
It was like 211 or 220. So it wasn't crazy, but high. So then, long story short, I go into the doctor, and they tell me everything's high, and there's really like 2 routes you can take, right? You can like take
statins.
You can take statins, you can take some pills, or you can like clean your life up. And I knew, and I've always kind of felt this way, that I don't want to be someone who's 40 or 50 or 60 taking 10 pills to like keep me alive and keep me moving. So in that moment, I just said, I have to clean my act up. And again, being a new father and stuff like that, I was like, I gotta just clean it up. And the best part is like I knew exactly how to, because I have been watching you guys, and even just something as simple as like reading labels.
Yeah.
Like for me, I just have seen you talk about it 3, 4, 5 times at different plant stocks.
500 times.
Yeah, so it's like I knew exactly what I need to do, and then again from January of 2020, end of January 2024 until April, the end of April, so 3 months. I basically just cleaned up my diet, dialed it in, started cooking, started making all that stuff. Like one of my favorite things is mac and cash. Fly it in,
Mac and cash.
Love mac and cash. But I started using your guys' cookbook more, actually making a bunch of the recipes, and ultimately that just helped me clean everything up. Oh, and I started running again. I ran track and cross country in college, so I love to run. But during this time period of kind of eating like crap, every run I would do, I'd run like 2 or 3 miles and be like, I can't do this. I just was not enjoying it because it was hard, But then once you take off some weight and you start to eat better.
Start to fly instead of...
Yeah, and then your runs are becoming great. And again, the one thing I should mention too, and I know we don't...
About your labs yet.
Oh, I know, the labs, yeah. So let me just jump right to the stats. So I know we don't talk about like weight loss too much. That's not the main thing we talk about, but for me, when I was at my highest, the highest I saw on the scale, which I was scared to step on the scale, was just 174. But then from in April, like the lowest I've seen now, like right now I'm like 155, like all day. So it's like I lost about 20 pounds. And from my labs, like triglycerides are at 500 or 501, down to 131. So back to normal. Cholesterol, I think, went to 180, which is still not...
Oh, that's good.
It's going down. And you guys, again, I've already put it up on the screen, or I can put it up again. Everything just was up here and just went down. And everything went into the normal zone, all because I just cleaned my act up, and just made the right choices, really.
But Lloyd, Wade, one of the key things, despite what everybody says, is losing weight when you've gotten over what you did is really magical.
Well, and again, I know that's never really
our message is not.
That's not really your guys' message, but
we want health, and sometimes
we want health, but with that health comes some of that, and that doesn't mean you can lose weight and it can be bad or good, but it's like...
but for your lifestyle, you felt better, you were running again, you felt good about running, hooray, hooray, hooray.
Yeah.
Wade, sorry, I just did that. When Wade shared this with us...
Oh yeah, I was kind of keeping it a secret from you guys, and then I kind of told Jane on the phone, and I said I'm going to send you an email with all the stats so you kind of get it.
And I was like, what's this email about? So I'm reading it, and I started to cry, and I'm like, oh, because I'm so psyched that he's done this, and he's our Wade is with us, and he's healthy as a horse, and he actually was like, I started tearing up. You were
When I got the lab results, yeah, because again, for people that are maybe going through something similar, it's like you hope it's working, but clearly you're not taking labs like every day, or you don't know. So like I'll be honest, if I had gotten to end of April and my labs had not changed, I would have been like devastated, because I would have been like, now I have to take these pills, because they gave me a chance and I didn't like show them that I could change it.
What's their response when you came back with these better labs?
They were just happy. They just said, just keep going, and like we'll get labs again in three or 4 months. And
But you know what? Even if your labs hadn't changed, they will eventually.
yeah, it takes time.
You just have to be tough, and you were.
Yeah, you just got to put the work in and you got to do it. And there's going to be social pressure, and people are going to be like, what are you doing? But you got to do it.
Well, I love that Wade agreed. When he shared this with us, we're like, can we please do a video with you about this story and about your story? And when you agreed, I was so happy, because people often say, hey, hi, Wade, or great to see Wade again, or hey, does Wade eat plant-based? And for so long, we were like, yeah, we,
And I did,
and
I did, but then I didn't, and then now I do again.
So anyway, we thought it was perfect, and he was so wonderful to agree to show up on, there you are, on camera today with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you also make the point of the latest article in the Lancet, June 10th, that says that a highly processed junk food, vegan type diet is creating heart disease and early death.
Yeah, that was it's amazing how some of that ultra processed stuff is just so frighteningly high in oils.
And you're
fat
just such a
and
perfect
salt.
example, because really, you fooled us to think that you were kind of, and you look good. I mean, you look good.
Yeah.
We didn't care. We love and take Wade and anybody, however they are, but how happy to have this kind of story to tell. How wonderful.
Yeah, no, and thank you guys for having me to tell it.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for teaching me the ways of how to be.
Absolutely.
So-
Woohoo!
All right, well, cheers to Wade. Cheers to all of you. Go plants.
Oh yeah, we got our plants only shirts on.
Plants only. Hip hip
Hooray.
hooray. Hip hip Wade.